Good evening, one. We're about to go live here on Stocks Talk Bob with Tim for about 30 minutes or less. There's a couple things that we need to talk about, and we will certainly do that here in just a moment. Good evening, everyone, on this Saturday, February the 6th, 2021. For this Stocks Talk Live with Tim. Again, it is not our intention to be on very long tonight. So somewhere around 30 minutes. I mainly want to talk about a couple of you have been asking or inquiring about earnings calls or earnings and dividends. For the most part, earnings and dividends. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. If you are there, say hello and let me know that you're there. I see that someone's there. I really can't see who you are right now. So just let me know that you're there. We'll talk about the earnings. Earlier today, I posted on our page. I posted on the Facebook page a list of earnings call for the week of February the 8th. The week of February the 8th, which is Monday through Friday of next week. Monday through Friday of next week. So that earnings call report has been listed for all of the companies who are scheduled to have earnings call on next week. All of the companies. So, and then I really don't think the list is completed. I don't think that everyone is there. Everyone is there. All of them are not there. So So that's just a list of what's there already. So we'll go over some of those. Justin, let me say thank you so very, very much. As always, Justin, let me say thank you. Brandon, good to see you. I don't know if Justin is yet on, but I know that Justin answered a question earlier for someone who had the question of what exactly is an earnings call, and Justin answered the question perfectly. He answered the question perfectly. So I don't know what else to say to what he said. It's a perfect answer. What is an earnings call? It is a perfect answer. Let me just kind of go into more details about earnings. Now, when you purchase stocks, you can make money in a couple of ways with your stocks purchases. Now, please understand, we're not talking right now. We're not talking about calls and puts or trade option. Trade option comprises calls and puts. We are talking the stocks themselves. That's what we're talking about. When you purchase stocks, those stocks are you can purchase the stocks with that comes with dividends or those that does not have dividends. All stocks does not pay dividends. Justin answered the question earlier. If you search for a particular stocks and you purchase those stocks that pays dividends, you're going to make money in two ways. First of all, as the price of the stock goes up, you're going to make money. And then if you purchase those stocks with that pays dividends, you're going to make money every either quarter, every 6 months, or annually when the company pays out dividends. And if you look on the page, because we listed a whole lot of them and they look like this. They look like this. If you can see the camera, they look like that. For those of you who can see it, is on the page. And all of them are there for those companies that will be paying dividends next week. Let me start with Monday. We see that Chegg is paying dividends, and Simon, and CNA, and I can't see a whole lot of these. Here's the advantage of buying the stocks that pays dividends, because let me back up some. The CEO, the CFO, the owners of the company, they get together once a quarter, and they've got to make a determination of how much money they're planning on making over the next quarter. Now, I'm going to make up some numbers, okay? I'm going to make up some numbers, and I'm going to throw some numbers out there at you. Let's say it is, I see Uber Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Uber is going to do dividends on Wednesday. Lyft is going to do theirs on Tuesday. Energizer is going to do theirs on Monday. And they're either going to do it early in the morning or late in the afternoon. What the owners of the company did 3 months ago, they got together and they said, how much are we planning on making over the next quarter? And then I'm going to make up some numbers. And then let's say Energizer, which is going to have dividends Monday morning, they said, we're going to make $100 million over the next 90 days. Now, at the end of the 90 days, they're going to have an earning call, which Energizer is going to do theirs Monday morning. And on the call, and if you're purchasing the stocks or not, you can listen to the call. Now, Energizer, they're going to say, the CFO is going to get up and he's going to brief everybody, and he's going to say, 3 months ago, we projected that we're going to make $100 million. Well, in fact, we made $150 million. So that means that they made $50 million more than they projected. Guess what happens with that extra $50 million? Between the CFO, the owners of the company, the CEO, they're going to get a big chunk of that money. They're going to get a big bonus. And then for the rest of us who owns those stocks, if you own those stocks, you're going to get some of that money as well. And of course, the more you own, the more money you will get. For example, if you only own one share, you're only going to get one share's worth. If you own 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 shares, you're going to get that much more from the earnings call. Please understand that. That's how that works. Now, on the flip side of that, if they would have said that we're going to make $150 million, we're going to make $100 million, but they only make $95 million, they came up short. So there's no money for anyone to get because they came up short. So for all of the now for those of you who purchase those stocks that pays dividends, and when you try to purchase a stock, and you go down there and it'll say DIV, that's dividends. And if it's 00, that means they don't pay dividends. And then if it says like 1.29 or 1.23 or whatever, that's the amount of dividends they'll pay. Of course, the owners, the CFO, the CEO, those guys, they're going to get their bonus out of that. They're going to get a big chunk of that first. And then the rest of us, we're going to get the leftovers. So I always sometimes, even in these stocks, they're no longer penny stocks. I see what you said, Margell. I see what you said, and I figured it was a typo. I'll fix it later. They're gonna pay you based upon how much you have. In other words, if you own the stock at any period during that 90 days, if you owned it at any period during that 90 days, let's say you would have sold it before dividends, you're still going to get some of the money because you had owned it during that 90-day period. you're still going to get a portion of the money because of the fact that you owned it during that 90-day period. Now, here's the other part of it with dividends. With dividends, sometimes when, and I'm going to use Energizer again because Energizer is doing their dividends on Monday morning according to this. If Energizer, and I'm going to go there real fast, and I'm going to see if Energizer, Energizer, I want to see if they, pay dividends. I'm not if they pay dividends, if they all right, here's Energizer. For example, they're going to have their call Monday. Energizer closed at $47.38 as of this past Friday. They went up 61 cents during the day, and they do not trade after hours. All right. Again, it says if Energizer pays pretty good dividends, 2.57%. They pay pretty good dividends. So everyone who has some Energizer, they're going to get some of that money if they in fact went over. All right. So please understand. So that's how dividends work. And so the reason why we put the dividends calendar out there, so that now for those of you who want to do calls and puts, for example, dividend Energizers, you can make calls and puts with Energizer. For example, Energizer currently is at $47.38 per share. You can bet that Energizer is going to go up to $50 per share for $95 for one contract. Now, sometimes because of the fact that they're having earnings call Monday, the stocks will shoot up, and then you will make a whole lot of money on those calls because of the fact that it went up a lot. Now, I know that my cousin Diana Margell Weathers is on with us tonight telling me about my typo and everything. Now, that's how she used to make a lot of money because she would jump in on all of these stocks. Remember, you don't have to own the stock to do trade option. So when you look at a stock and it's paying dividends, and when you look at the dividend calendar and see what stock is going to do dividends, and if it's doing pretty good, I would jump in and I would look at this calendar, and before the earnings call, because it's either going to be early in the morning or late in the afternoon, I would have trade option with them to do calls because then you're going to make that extra money. Hey, Leo, it's good to see you. And that's that. Margell said, "Gotcha. Watch that IV." I don't know what that means, Margell. All right. Erica, it's good to see you. All right. Diana, on our page, I did post a list of all of the stocks, and this is not all of them. I posted on this page, on the Facebook page, of all of the stocks that are having earnings call next week. Now, your question is, do I have a list posted of stocks with dividends? No, I don't, but you can look that up. You can look that up to see what stocks pays dividends. And then, of course, you will be making, Leo, you will be making money one of two ways. When the price of the stock goes up, you're going to make money. And then once a quarter, or some dividends pay 6 months and some annually, quarterly, 6 month, 9 month, annually, whatever the case, you're going to make that money as well. Now, I make a whole lot of money on my Apple stocks. If you look at Apple number one, I have a whole lot of Apple stocks. That's number one. That's the first thing. And then number two, Apple pays pretty good dividends if I can find it here. Apple pays pretty good dividends, so of 0.59%. So every quarter I'm making money off of Apple because I have a lot of Apple stocks. Number one, number two, and then I get the dividends as well. So when you're purchasing stocks, look down there to see if it's going to say dividend yield. Dividend yield. That means it pays dividends. You will be making money like that as well. You'll be making money when it pays out the dividends. So it is good. It is good to purchase the stocks that pays dividends, because you'll be making double money when the stock goes up as well as when it pays out dividends. Now, don't forget that not all of the time do they go over what they projected. Sometimes they go under, so you're not going to get that dividend. Most times, I'll be honest with you, most times you're going to see the stocks, they're going to go over, because when these guys get together in their meetings, it is better to underestimate than to overestimate. In other words, it's better to say we're going to make $100 million over the next quarter, and then make $150 million. They went over. That's money in their pockets, because they're going to get a bonus from that, and then we get the leftover, of course. Why would they say we're going to make $150 million and then end up making $100 million? So they went under. They get nothing. They get nothing. All right. And then, of course, like I said, I posted on the page earlier all of the dividends for next week. All of these stocks on the list on the page, all of them pays dividends. All of these pay dividends. And then I have it broken down. No, I don't have it broken down, but this is what I found. The list that I found is broken down by the days. Who's going to have dividends Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. You do not have to own the stocks to do the trade options, because they're paying dividend, because they're having their earnings call that day. That's what it's called. It's called earnings call. Because they're having their earnings call that day, jump in on those calls. That's the best time. Jumping in those calls, especially if they go over. You are going to make some money. You're going to make some money. Now, on the opposite end of that, if they don't go over, then you just don't make any money, and then you can sell those calls the next day or whatever the case may be. All right, this calendar is pretty much for next week, and we try to put those out there as often as we can when we find them. Diana said implied volatility will crush your calls and put. If too high, it's called a forward crush. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, right? All right, so in saying this, and like I always say, we just need to be very careful, and then read up on the certain things and research them and look and see what they had done over the past month or 2 months or 6 months or 1 year, or I think it even can go up to 5 years or whatever the case may be. 5 years, either the past day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. Now, let me talk about something that, before we get off, I think I got about 12 minutes here. Let me talk about something that I usually don't talk about. And then I don't know, Margel, I don't know if Stephen is on with you tonight. I don't know if he's on with you at all tonight, but let me talk about, what is it called? Dogecoin. Dogecoin. Now, I took a risk. I took a risk in what I did because everybody had been talking about it. So I took a risk the other day, and guess what? I bought some of it. I bought some of it at 32 cents per share. I wish I had gotten in at 1 cent or 2 cents per share and had a whole lot of them. But I got in at 32 cents per share, and now it's up, and it's still going up as of right now. Now I've doubled my money, because it's currently at 64 cents per share. It's 64 cents per share right now as of today's closing. I mean, it doesn't close, so it's steady ticking. So I've more than doubled my money, because if I bought it at 32 cents per share, and now it is at 64 cents a share. That's double my money, right? And so some people I know that had 1,000 shares of that thing, and they made pretty good, and they made pretty good. They did very well. A friend of mine did very well with that, but that is something I usually don't get into. But I just tried it to see how it works, and then I'm gonna wait until I made a couple more dollars with that, and then I'm gonna probably sell it. I'm gonna sell it because I really don't get into that. I just wanted to mention that with that coin. I know with Dogecoin or Dogecoin or whatever it's called. We talked about the earnings call for next week. The calendar is on our page. If I were you, I would print the calendar. I would go out there and those earnings call for each day. See if you want to do trade option with them, either calls or put, to make some money with those earnings call for next week. And then, of course, if you have questions, please let me know if you have questions. There are some good ones next week. Like I said, I can't see some of these things, but I know we have Energizer on Monday, CNA also on Monday afternoon, and then Cody, COTY, is Monday morning. Then we have DuPont on Monday afternoon, Lyft, LYFT. I'm sorry, this is Tuesday afternoon. Cisco's on Tuesday morning. GM is on Wednesday. Excuse me. Uber is on Wednesday. Callaway is on Wednesday. Sonos is on Wednesday. On Thursday we have Kraft on Thursday. Kellogg's on Thursday. Aurora on Thursday. PepsiCo on Thursday. And then Friday, there's quite a few. When there's usually not a lot on Friday, there's a lot on this coming Friday, which is Newell and Portis and Moody, and a couple of CAE, a couple of others on Friday afternoon. So buy these stocks low, buy these stocks that pays dividends, so you can make money in two ways. They're going to automatically deposit that money. Now, let me tell you something about dividends. Dividends used to just, let me see the new way. You can tell your dividends where you want it to go. Dividends used to just put all of the money into your buying power. But now you can take and tell it where you want it to go. Do you want it to go right back into that same stock, or do you want to go towards another stock, or do you want to, you can tell it wherever you want to go in dividends now. So I would purchase those stocks that pays dividends. Some people advise against it. I don't know why, but it has worked very well for me to purchase those stocks that pays dividends. It always works out very well for me. So if I were you, I would purchase those stocks that pays dividends, because it just pans out very well for some of us. Let me go back over here because I want to see if there's any more questions, comments, or concern. Pam, good evening. Good to see you. And then I see Jonique is here. Jonique says she's starting out. Jonique says, "Oh, it's good to start. This is a good place to start." Jonique, we usually do beginners. We usually do beginners on Monday nights, where we talk about stocks and not the other high level stuff, but just stocks. And that's what we were talking about tonight. Tonight is a special night. I usually don't get on Saturday night, but I wanted to get on because of the way the market was pretty good on yesterday, and then I think the market is going to do some great things on next week, and so we need to start getting on. Jonique, the market opens from 9:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every day, and purchase those penny stocks, Jonique. The penny stocks are any stocks that are less than $5 per share. Purchase them and hold on to them. Now watch this, Jonique. You purchase a stock for $3 a share, you're probably going to lose some of that money. It's going to go from $3 to probably $2.95 and the $2.93 and the $2.90 and the $2.87 before you see it turn around and start making money. So always expect that. Jonique, look at the the airline stock. If you're on Robinhood, if you own Robinhood, you can go to where it says to search and just put airlines there, and all of the airline stocks will come up. Some of them are rather inexpensive. I don't like the word cheap. Some of them are rather inexpensive. So what you do is purchase those inexpensive airline stocks, because when we get out of this COVID-19, the airline stocks are going to have a lot of people rich. So you want to be in the numbers. So purchase a lot of those airline stocks. Same thing with the cruise liners. The cruise liners, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival. Purchase those stocks now. They're low. They're probably going to lose some money because of the fact that we're in COVID, and then you're going to see it's going to turn around and you're going to gain some money. So please understand that. Purchase those airline stocks, and then of course, once you purchase them, hold on to them. Hold on to them. I'm talking to Jonique, because Jonique is a beginner, and we're not. I don't want to talk above her head by talking about calls and puts and options and all of that stuff. Jonique, you can buy stocks in one of two ways: the whole share, or maybe, let me use for an example, if you look at Amazon, for example, Jonique, Amazon is very expensive. Amazon is very expensive. I'm trying to find it here. Amazon is $3,347 a share. Well, maybe you don't have the $3,347 to buy the whole share of one Amazon. But guess what, Jonique? You can purchase dollar amounts. Maybe I don't have the $3,347 a share. Well, maybe you want to buy $100 worth of Amazon. You can do that, or $50 worth, or $150 worth, or $200 worth, so that you are in the number. So when Amazon makes money, you are in Amazon. You own part of it in dollar amounts. You will make that money as well. Jonique, I don't know if you have, and while I'm here, let me say to the rest of you as well, I don't know if you have joined the YouTube channel, but I'm asking you, I'm pleading with all of you to please join the YouTube channel. I've been having some problems dropping some stuff over there within the past couple of days on this past week, but I've figured it out now, and I'm recording on something new. So as soon as I finish here, I'm going to drop this video over there so anybody can access the YouTube channel. Even if you're not on the Facebook page, you can access the YouTube channel to look these video over and over again, because at some point I am going to delete it off of the Facebook page. So the YouTube channel, the name of it is Tim McKenzie, Tim, last name spelled McKinzie. Go and subscribe, comment, like, share, and click that little bell so that you get those up the moment notices is when I'm posting something about the web, what do you call it? The market. The market. That's what I'm looking for. The market. You're getting something all the time, because I'm constantly dropping stuff. Constantly. Jonique, your dear friend Margel is good at this. Don't let her fool you. She's good at this. So please don't forget to follow. To ask Margel all the questions you have. Now here we go. On next week, we're going to do this again. We're going to have so much fun on next week. I'm going to try to do this at least 3 days on next week. We've got some money to give away, and the only thing that I asked of you to do when we give some money away on next week is for you to reinvest it right back into the market. I don't want you to go to the store and buy a 6-pack of Mellow Yellow or Mountain Dew or Sprite or Ciroc or whatever y'all drink. I want you to put it right back into the market. We're going to have so much fun, because now watch this. You need to be present to win. You need to be present to win. We're going to give away money on next week, and you're going to have to be fast with this stuff. What I'm doing, I want to see if you all have been paying attention. And so I'm going to put you all through a test. And then the first person that answers the question and put their Cash App. Now, if you don't want to put your Cash App so everybody see it, all this stuff like that, then you inbox me your Cash App. You get the question right. Everybody needs to see that you got the question right. And then if you get you inbox me your Cash App, I will send you the money immediately. We're going to do that. We've got so much money to give away. We're going to give away money on, I think, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If not Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, then at least, yeah. Now, it's going to be pretty late because I have a 7 o'clock meeting Monday. I have a 7 o'clock meeting on Wednesday. But Tuesday and Thursday, for sure, we are going to be giving away some money. Last but not least, my 30 minutes is up. Don't forget the earnings whispers, the earnings calls list is on the page for all of those businesses that will be doing earnings next week. You don't have to earn the stocks to play trade option with these businesses that are doing earnings call. But in order to get some of the dividends, you do have to own the stocks. So if you own any of these stocks, when these company pays out dividends next week, you should look to get that emails and something from Robinhood telling you how much you've gotten from dividends. And of course, the more shares you own, the more dividends you will be paid. The more shares you own, the more dividends you will be paid. Thank you so very, very much. Son Nunez for having some people from Alaska to follow us. So thank you so very, very much. You said I've already doubled the money you. So very good. So we've been doing this before. We want you to now, Margel. You know you're out of it. And then listen. There's so many people, so many of you that has been asking people to follow me on Facebook and to follow the YouTube channel. Make sure that those individuals tell me who told them to join the page, because some of you will win money like that as well. Some of you will win money like that as well. So thank you so very, very much for doing that. And then we have some very, very helpful people that's been helping us with this along the way, and we're so thankful and so grateful for all of you. I'm at 31 minutes and 49 seconds. My time is up. If that is all, we will see you on Monday afternoon, sometimes after 8 o'clock p.m. And I know you're there in Alaska. I don't know how you deal with Alaska, Son Nunez, but more power to you, because it's sleeting over here. And I came in because I don't even want to be in that. I do not want to be in that. Okay, if that's all, again, thank y'all so very much for being on. I pray that you have a wonderful, wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. I hope your team win, or if not, your team is not in like mine is not in. I hope the team that you're rooting for wins on tomorrow. All hearts and minds are clear, like Margel said. God bless you. I love each and every one of you very much. Thank you and peace.